What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including it's really over for AJ Styles, a surprise Rumble return, WWE is preparing for a storm, the WWE Champion was attacked by a fan, what happened after Saturday night's main event, Triple H's moment with Io Sky was dubbed inappropriate, who was Andrade flirting with, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at it's really over for AJ Styles. The top of today's news is a social media post that has fans questioning whether Shinsuke Nakamura spoiled next week's AJ Styles vs Gunther Royal Rumble match. Fans were raving about the Styles vs Nakamura Saturday night's main event bout, but that was until their attention turned to some post-match comments from the King of Strong Style. Shinsuke would take to Instagram to post a diary entry that he apparently wrote the night before last night's Saturday night's main event classic. The tour continued to Japan, and before the show's there, I asked him something. We were in a van on the way to the meet and greet, and I asked him, when are you going to retire? He answered, the Royal Rumble. I've already decided. And Metro UK's Alistair George commented on the Instagram post saying, less than 12 hours later, fans were convinced Nakamura had spoiled the ending of Styles vs Gunther by referencing the Rumble retirement. Although nothing is certain and plans could have changed. Things get even worse when you realize that Shinsuke Nakamura actually deleted the post shortly after. So did Shinsuke make a big mistake in posting it? Was he supposed to schedule it for after the Royal Rumble? Maybe he got his days mixed up, it happens. Right now, there's still no telling what could be happening. This could all be a major work in the process of just forwarding the storyline of AJ Styles maybe actually retiring at the Royal Rumble. Shinsuke may have been heavily emotional after his match with AJ Styles, and at the same time, he could be helping them confuse fans about the match's outcome. Fans have seen this time and time before on social media, and it's a crucial component of WWE storytelling, whether it's used to forward storylines or throw out red herrings. As we know, WWE really wants to try and keep spoilers to an absolute minimum in 2026, and maybe they're doing all they can just to avoid them entirely. Next up, a spoiler as a surprise return could be at the Royal Rumble. Now next up, we could have a possible spoiler, so skip ahead to the next story if you don't want to know. Now another possible surprise is the return of a WWE superstar who's been out of action since early December. Pictures were posted on social media of a yeah sign that's been placed on the Royal Rumble setting. Now, the photo shows a yeah banner which strongly suggests that LA Knight will return for the Royal Rumble. Some are even saying that it could be just a Slim Jim ad. While it's unlikely he'll win the Rumble, don't be surprised if LA Knight ruins one or more members of the Vision's chances at winning the match. Knight has plenty to be angry about as Paul Heyman's heel group brutalized him on the 8th December Raw. Rumor has it that WWE has big plans for LA Knight in 2026, and a standout performance at the Rumble sounds like the right place to start. Maybe he'll be the Iron Man of the match this year, coming out at a surprise number 1. It seems that WWE are also preparing for other props for the Royal Rumble, as seen in Saudi Arabia, where a giant Roman Reigns bloodline OTC glove was seen on the highway. The stadium looks incredible so far, and they've actually almost completed it, which is insane when you think about how much time they've actually had to put up this Royal Rumble event in the first place. This whole stadium has been created within less than 30 days, which is actually insane. Next up, WWE preparing for a storm. The WWE is battening down the hatches as Winter Storm Fern continues affecting much of the United States and parts of Canada. The storm, which some meteorologists have warned could be the worst in years, has grounded flights, and that's something that WWE is justifiably concerned about. If you watched last night's Saturday night's main event, the storm's impact was apparent as announcer Joe Tessitore was unable to work the show after his flight was grounded in Detroit. And now Fightful Select reports that WWE is taking things very seriously and that the promotion has options, backup options, and backup to the backup options. There are plenty of reasons to be concerned as WWE prepares to head to Saudi Arabia for the first Royal Rumble in that country. The last thing the company needs is for its talent to be grounded in the United States when it has one of the biggest shows of the year just days away. Given WWE's resources, it's likely that the promotion has plenty of contingencies. Adam Pearce also took to Instagram to make a video in a blizzard saying that Styles will appear before he puts his career on the line at the Rumble. Alpha Academy vs American Made vs Los Americanos vs The New Day is set to determine the number 1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championship, and Adam Pearce and Bron Breakker have a conversation. It seems that the storm has already caused some problems for WWE announcer Alicia Taylor, as she just announced that she's not able to make Raw tomorrow due to the storm. But it's not all bad news, as Lillian Garcia is going to be filling in for her tomorrow night, which is great. Next up, the WWE Champion was attacked by a fan. Now, it's not easy being a heel, even at a WWE fan meet and greet. At least that's a story being told by current WWE Undisputed Champion Drew McIntyre, who has an extraordinary ability to anger fans. During a chat with TMZ inside the ring, McIntyre recalled a recent incident where he was told a fan was waiting to meet him backstage. There was one incident actually at a show last week. Somebody won a raffle to meet a superstar backstage, and they asked me to do it. I said, "Are you sure? You know Cody's on the show, right? He's the big good guy. I'm kind of controversial in the middle." The champ was assured that the fan wanted to meet him, but things weren't as innocent as they seemed. The guy came back and lunged at me and said, "That's Cody's title." Swung at me. Security had to get between us, and I had calmed him down. We got a picture together. I said, "We'll get a picture with the title." He was really genuinely upset. It was great. But I was in the end of things though, as according to Drew, as soon as we took the picture, he started mouthing off again. So I stepped back, moved the security guard between us, raised the title, and just went and ran off like a child. There's no telling what wrestlers will encounter during interactions with a fan, whether it's at an airport or in a supposedly controlled situation like this. However, the meeting didn't seem to bother Drew. I want fans like that. As long as you're passionate, you're making noise. There's nothing worse than somebody sitting on their hands, not making noise whatsoever. Now, this is actually great. Seems like kayfabe is still alive in WWE. Well, in some sense. Next up, what happened after Saturday night's main event? Now, Sami Zayn will now face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship at the Royal Rumble, the result of his massive win at Saturday night's main event fatal 4-way match against Randy Orton, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest. While viewers got to see Sami celebrate and throw McIntyre out of the ring after he tried to ambush Sami, they didn't get to hear Sami's emotional outpouring to the hometown fans in Montreal. I think this is incredible because this is the greatest wrestling city in the world. I don't even know what to say to fully express how I feel. I truly don't have the words. I've been so lucky, so incredibly lucky to stand in this ring. And thank you God, I love you all. Sami's title shot is a big one as he has yet to win a world title in WWE. Indeed, fans in Montreal witnessed Zayn's heartbreaking loss to Roman Reigns at 2023's Elimination Chamber, and Sami has made it clear the loss still stings. The truth is, you're a huge part of who I am. There's a hole inside me when I feel like I'm not being myself. I want to become a champion, and of course being amazing and all that satisfies a part of my ego. I'll be honest, part of me wants to be a champion for my ego, but a much bigger part of it is about making you proud. However, he also said the fans' optimism is what keeps him going, comparing the city's love for its beloved pro hockey club, the Montreal Canadiens, to their support for him. The Canadiens hadn't won the cup since 1993, but the city never stopped believing, and you never stop believing in your guys. That's why you never give up on the Habs, and that's why you never stop cheering for me. Zayn's title opportunity in Saudi Arabia is extra special, as Sami is also a beloved figure there. The question is whether Sami will fall short again or whether WWE will swerve the fans by giving Sami the surprise win fans have longed for over 3 years. While it might seem like a seismic shift with WWE heading into WrestleMania, there's plenty of time to take the title off Sami if WWE wants Drew McIntyre to go into Mania as champion. What do you guys think? Will Sami finally win the big one, or will this be the latest instance of Zayn failing to win the big one? Next up, Triple H's moment with Io Sky was dubbed inappropriate. On the Season 2 WWE Unreal episode involving WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H and wrestler Io Sky, there's a moment in which Io Sky is emotional after a match at Evolution and runs up and jumps into Triple H's arms backstage. However, this moment has been dubbed inappropriate by former WWE writer Vince Russo, calling the interaction inappropriate behavior and saying that it crossed professional boundaries. Russo argued that in his decades of experience in the wrestling locker rooms across WWE, WCW, TNA, and many other promotions, including the one that he's in now, which is JCW, he's never seen a similar moment where talent celebrated with a top exec in that manner. To him, the sight of a female performer jumping into a boss's arms and straddling him, well, as he described, sends a wrong message about workplace conduct. As many know, Triple H is seen as more of a father figure to many of the WWE superstars, and this would just be like a daughter hugging her father. Are people looking way too much into it, or was this actually inappropriate? What do you guys think? Next up, an AEW exec leaves the company. Now, a long-time AEW executive has left the company, but why? Well, that's a question posed by the site Wrestling Intel. As Alex McCarthy is reporting, sources tell Wrestling Intel that AEW has parted ways with Nikki Sobek, the Senior Vice President of Business Development, Partnerships, and Video Games. He had been with the company since its inception in 2019, overseeing operations, live events, and most notably, the development of the AEW Fight Forever game. And McCarthy noted that Sobek was a key player in bringing the life to AEW's maiden game that went on to receive mixed reviews but moderately successful sales in early going. It's unclear if his departure is related to the video game. He's been a close worker alongside AEW owner Tony Khan, previously enjoying a strategic role with the Jacksonville Jaguars prior to AEW. Now, according to McCarthy, AEW did not comment on the reasons behind the departure. However, the issue of Fight Forever is certain to come up in speculation about the departure. The game really did have mixed reviews, especially after AEW initially raised expectations for the console game, only for the game to feel less than stellar, even though a lot of people still had some fun with it. But was it a precursor to No Mercy? Well, that's for you to decide. Next up, who was Andrade flirting with? Who was a female fan who took a selfie with Andrade during his recent match on AEW Collision? Ringside News described the interaction as at one point during the match, Andrade approached a smiling female fan at ringside, posed for a selfie, and then handed her back the phone, after seemingly giving her his number. The crowd went wild as a playful moment played out live on camera. Now, according to Ringside News, the fan is Sophia Sivan, a wrestler who has competed in AAA, Shine, and other promotions. Sophia posted the selfie on Instagram along with a message, "If you didn't watch today's AEW Collision, make sure you do." And naturally, some AEW fans are already buzzing over whether this is a one-off appearance or a possible start of an on-air pairing. And finally, Drew McIntyre spoils the fans' day. And last but not least, Drew McIntyre apparently took out his frustrations from last night's failed run-in on Sami Zayn on Saturday night's main event by ruining a fan's day in the audience. A video was posted on social media of Drew returning to the back and pausing to grab a Sami Zayn flag out of the fans' hands. There's no word on whether he got it back though. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.